shore in about 150 feet of water. We're going to be trolling. We're going to run a flasher and anchovy on one side. We're going to run a spoon and flasher on the other side. We're going to fish at depths. I'll start one line at 90 feet, the other one at 120 feet. Some of the other boats been out this morning. They've got some salmon in the boat already. They've been getting them right around that mark. So just getting out here, going to get the gear wet and see what happens.
It's time for the Northwest Fishing Reports with Aaron Board, Mike Carey, and Rob Holman. Come along as we travel to hidden gems and fishing hotspots around the Northwest. You'll see a little of everything as we fish with top guides on their home waters and bring you the latest in tackle, tactics, and techniques to help you catch more fish. Today, hot salmon fishing coming your way, all the way from Zeballos on Vancouver Island, BC. And then Mike Carey and Big Bass Dez show off some summer bass bed tactics near the Grand Coulee Dam on Lake Roosevelt, Washington. Now, it's time to go fishing. Presented by your local Toyota dealers.
Oh yeah, saw a little skin there.
Take that corner again and grab it from that. Line that up just a little bit more. There you go. Pick it up. Pull a little bit of line out of the reel quick there.
There you go, Aaron.
Woo! Yep. Beauty fish. My first king of the trip. Not bad. There we go.
Taking some line off.
Nice heavy set. Lift up, straight up. Ready? Yeah. Woo! Nice fish. Dude, good job on the rod there, Mike. That hook just popped right out of his mouth when he came in the net there.
Just doing
your job, man. No, you did your job.
Nice fish, Mike.
For sure.
Nice fish.
What a morning of fishing.
Yeah. We're just at that tide change and that bite's really come on.
There you go. Look at that reel go. Watch her up.
I think he struck it.
Oh! That totally wasn't me. That fish started running and just kept going.
Straighten that hook out on us.
Yeah.
Gotta get rid of that one. That one's a little weak now. Get a new one on there. Go back and get them. The single action reel we're using here today, very similar to a fly reel. Basically, it has a drag system on it, but when we're fighting a fish, if we're holding on to that handle, the fish isn't going to be able to take any line. When we got that fish on, we're using barbless hooks when we're fishing salmon. I want to keep the rod up. When that fish wants to pull line, you're basically just going to pull your hand away. We're going to let that reel spin out. They call them knuckle busters for a reason. You get your hands a little too close when you got a big fish on there. You can understand the concept, right? So rod up, face the fish, keep the rod nice and tight. When he's pulling line, let him pull line. We get into a big one, you know, you'll come underneath and maybe slow him down a little bit. He's got beautiful drag systems on him, so they're going to hold him nice. Where's your line going? Is it over towards this one, or do I got to fish on this one? Yeah, I got to fish on your double header. On there, Aaron? Yeah.
Little double action?
Yeah.
I think we're on him.
Feel the burn.
We're just on the outside of the tee there. Go on there. Nothing yet, but the other boys look like they hooked into a few.
We're hearing in the background all the Real Obsession boats, all the guides for Real Obsession, they're all hooking up these Chinook.
Okay.
It's just red hot fishing. Colored.
I'll just keep this one in for a second here. Then you hop over the other side there, Aaron. Okay, buddy. Like it when they do that. Keep his head down. When they're shaking, just put your rod down to the side there and try to keep his head down in the water. It'll keep him from shaking it off, hopefully. Wind that flasher up when you can. Try lifting it up quick if he'll come. Quick, bring it to the net. There we go. Nice one. Pull a little line out for us. Beauty. Nice fish, Aaron. Now he wakes up on us.
Yeah, we do.
All right.
Another beautiful king salmon.
Betcha. Hot and heavy action this morning.
So you drop the line down and 2-3 minutes later it's fish on again.
Yep. More hot action after this word from our sponsors. NorthwestFishingReports.com is the Northwest's largest fishing reports website, featuring well over 50,000 fishing reports, videos, articles, and more. All 100% free. Catch more fish with Northwest Fishing Reports. Let's get back into the action.
Nice fish.
Hot salmon fishing.
Vancouver Island, Real Obsession Sport Fishing. Let me grab that one. Line on it. Line. Set hook, you're off. You're on. That's a good one.
There's a good one. What do you got there, Michael?
I got a good one.
All right.
Knuckle buster.
Take a line.
single action. You gotta keep up with these fish. Tiring. Oh, there he is.
Oh yeah, surface there. Thanks. Keep going with it. Keep going with that. Beautiful. Nice fish. Oh.
There it is.
Nice fish.
I feel fulfilled.
Nice fish.
Beautiful fish.
Nice fish.
Is that the same spoon, huh?
Yeah, same spoon. That no bananas color's been working really good today.
Thanks, man.
Alright, didn't take long. Go. He's running at you, I think. Relax. Draw it up. There you go. He's still there. Go on. Yeah. Good job, Aaron. He's not done. Look at that reel.
Well, he just took everything back I gained as soon as he saw the boat. Oh. Yeah, good fish. I love this, man. This is freaking awesome.
There he is.
Seems like a good solid fish, eh?
Yeah, he's a solid fish.
Woo! Nice and gentle around the boat. Good job. Getting down there like a big fish likes to. Good one there, bud. Hey, Aaron. Just gonna sneak in between you here. It might take a second here. Don't go back until you got that flasher wound up and the fish is lifted up. Okay. Lift up, lift straight up, lift straight up, up. Oh, that's a good one. That's a big. Nice fish. Nice fish.
I think I pulled my bicep muscle. I really do. I think I pulled a muscle.
The fish won that one?
Yeah, well, might have got in there into me a little bit more than I got into him, man. Wow.
Pull a little line out for me.
Got it.
There's a nice fish, guys. Whoa, that one's got some bait.
Yeah!
What do you think of those single action reels?
Oh, geez, what a workout.
They're fun, eh?
It is fun. Unbelievable.
More Northwest Fishing Reports after the break. Northwest Fishing Reports, like us on Facebook to keep up with the action.
Hi everyone, Mike Carey with Northwest Fishing Reports, and I'm here today with Big Bass Dez and Tom Melowitz. We are at Lake Roosevelt. It's going to be hot today, but hopefully not as hot as the fishing. Tom, what's our approach to bass today?
Well, we're going to be targeting smallmouth bass that are spawning, and they'll be making beds. So we'll be in shallow water trying to catch the smallmouth bass as they're bedding. And of course, once we catch them, we'll release them, so they'll be back in there to hatch their young.
To finish what they're started.
They're started.
And Dez, you've told me that when we catch these fish on the beds, it's not a problem. They they're not harmed, they go right back.
They'll go right back to their beds, man. Smallmouth bass are amazing in that aspect. You'll actually witness us today pull up to a bed. We'll see a fish there. It will come off of the bed once we get near it. But once we set up that camera there and pull back, that fish will actually re-enter that bed, and we're going to catch that film on camera today. I promise you guys.
All right, well, I'm excited, so let's go get fishing.
Let's go get them.
There he goes, there he goes.
Get him! About that. All right, well, we just pulled up to the flat here and identified a bed, and as you can see, it didn't take long for a fish to come aboard. This fish was locked right on the bed and pulled up and dropped the camera next to it and didn't spook off. And let's bring this guy in. First fish of the day, second cast of the day.
Wow.
And there you go.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah, good 2-pounder.
Yeah, good way to start the day.
Using the Dobbin 702 for my drop shotting today. It's good drop shot rod.
Wow, that's a quick 2 fish, Dez.
Yeah, that's what we get this time of the year, man. Like I say, these fish aren't up here to feed at all. They're just protecting their bed. So, you know, we just try to make a lot of fan casts so we can get a bite. Guy feels a little bit heavier than the last one we got. We'll see when we get him up. Yeah, it's a little bit better fish here.
Nice.
Yeah, just a blind cast till we got bit. Just to let the viewers at home know, I am running 100% braid. I don't have a leader tied up today. So if there's any concerns about fish picking up on particular brands of line, I'm catching them on rope.
This is using Major League Fishing rules, no nets.
Thank you. That's a little bit better. One about a good 2.5.
2.5, yeah.
Sweet fish.
Good deal. Off they go. Don't worry about the fish in the strip. There you go.
You got him.
There you go, Mike.
Did he come off?
No, he's on.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
He spit out the
I
bait.
was actually trying to get him to swim in front of the camera.
Good job.
He's on his rope. Oh, the line's got him. He's on between these two.
Help him out a little bit, Tom.
Trying to.
Oh, wow, look there.
Wow. Dez gave me some little instructions, and look at that. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Good job.
That is too much fun.
Awesome.
We're having too much fun out here.
Thanks for taking us to this spot, Tom.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Expert navigation.
Woo! So we just pulled up here and we came across 2 fish that were on a bed, and there was a male and a female. And what we're waiting on right now is for the male to re-enter the bed. Right now the bed is completely empty because the male is off the bed, and every time that male comes off of that bed, that female will not commit to it. So we're waiting for the male to re-enter the bed, and once it re-enters, that'll bring the female back in. And Tom is pointing out to me here that the male is showing back up, and I think we're ready to catch him.
Dez explained to me that when bed fishing, there's usually a hot spot where the fish will react to the bait being presented. In this sequence, we can see the hot spot is actually off to the side of the primary bed as the fish attacks the bait not once, but twice.
See, I'm just shaking that slack line right there, Mike. Doesn't seem like it's too effective, but what's actually occurring with the bait is that the stick bait sits on the bottom, it's quivering just by simply shaking that slack line. And what that does is it keeps the bait right in the bed without moving it. That's what we're trying to do, is to keep the bait right in that bed and keep some action at the same time. So the popping that slack line will give it that quiver action to possibly entice the bite here.
I learned it's really important to work all areas of a bed in order to get a fish to bite.
Oh, we had him on for a second there. Oh. Yeah, we'll just drop it right back down there. He'll pick it right back up. He just barely felt that hook. Got him. About that. How about that? That's a decent fish. Just for the viewers at home, we actually caught this fish once when we first saw him. And he came unbudding. We just waited for him to pull back up on the bed. And now we're just going to bring him back in. Notice he's not fighting as much, huh? He's already had one round.
Wow, this is just really amazing to see these fish get so close and see them swallow the bait like that.
About that, Mike.
That's another 2.5.
This is what we call bed fishing at Lake Roosevelt in June.
Wow.
As you can see, Mike, this fish is way, way back behind the boat. So what we did is we saw a bed up there and it was vacant. Fish wasn't on it. So a good technique is to also just drop your bait down on there. And I kept my bell open and just allowed slack line to free fall behind the boat. And what happens is when that fish returns, it's just going to pick up that bait that's on the bed. So that's why I'm pulling this fish.
That's why he's a country mile behind us.
He's just a little guy. It's not the first fish that we saw, but just wanted to show you how that works out. Just a little guy. Good job, Mike. Caught that fish.
Yep. My line's out a ways. We used a technique that they taught, that Tom and Dez taught me today, called longlining. It's associated with bed fishing. Basically, what you do is you put your bait on the bed, open your spool, and just let the boat go down 30, 40, 50 feet, whatever, and close your bail. And if that fish is there on the bed, it's going to suck in your bait and you're going to have the fish right away. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened, which is pretty cool. It shows that I am trainable. And the other neat thing is this fish I just stuck maybe 5 minutes ago and lost it at the boat. And so he came back and bit again. I really want to thank Tom and Dez for taking me out here on Lake Roosevelt today. Tom for driving us around, showing us all these spots, letting us fish in his wonderful boat. And Dez, I owe a special thanks for jumping into Lake Roosevelt and retrieving my GoPro. So thanks, Tom and Dez. You guys got to get out here and fish Lake Roosevelt for smallmouth. It is really nice.
NorthwestFishingReports.com is the Northwest's largest fishing reports website, featuring well over 50,000 fishing reports.